Hello, Taurus. We're getting ready to do your full moon reading. We are starting with a Wisdom Keeper Oracle, and it's mindfulness. And that's kind of neat because as I was getting ready to do your guys' reading, and I was doing my bowl, I was kind of just doing my bowl, and then like something came in and was like, slow down, slow down. And I slowed down, and then it's kind of, if you haven't done a bowl, like singing bowl, like certain tunes, and you just kind of know you're in the right energy of what your intentions are. But I had to be mindful, and then mindfulness comes out. So that makes a lot of sense with me needing to slow down. It's number 33. I'm going to read these. I've been reading these Wisdom Keeper stories. The gift is mindfulness. The shadow is forgetting. The city is revelation. My mother was an angry woman, always censoring my father, claiming to help him by telling him how to be, what to do. Most of the time, he just took it. But sometimes he'd explode, and it scared me. All I wanted was to get away from the tension and find peace. One day, a monk came through our town. I was only 4 years old, but I clung to his leg and wouldn't let go. It was like I had always known him. He asked my parents for permission to take me with him to the monastery, and they agreed, even though I could see that it broke their hearts. I spent the next many years living in silence, living far away from people. My days were spent meditating and tending to the tasks of the monastery, and trying to forget where I came from. All I wanted was to attain liberation and leave the world of illusion. I was a reserved man who most of the time felt safe, calm, and at peace, until one week, for the first time since I was a young boy, my parents came to the monastery. My whole body recoiled. My heart raced, and I felt flooded by the intensity of feelings I had long forgotten. My teacher quickly stepped in. In a stern voice, he told me to be compassionate towards my parents and to tame my ego. In a way I'd never done before, I raised my voice in anger at my teacher, defending myself against attack, as if he were my mother, telling me what to do, how to be. And suddenly, as heat infused my cheeks, I remembered. The anger I felt wasn't about my teacher or my parents. This was a story I was living out. This suffering that had flooded my whole body was as old as time itself. So I watched my blood boil and felt my heart break. And then I looked at my parents, now in old, tired bodies, and saw the pain and confusion in their eyes. That visit marked a turning point in my life. This is making me really emotional, Taurus. I'm feeling like there could be something even from your childhood, or something that, some anger issues, or something you've been dealing with and trying to not just control, but understand, be more understanding and accepting. It's actually a really heartfelt story here. That visit marked a turning point in my life and the end of my stay at the monastery. I was ready to remember and reclaim all that I was, am, and ever will be. It was time to return to the beautiful, messy world. I am here to help you remember and to release you from the prison of your emotional life. I've been feeling this kind of in your guys' readings, where there's this really strong, radical acceptance of emotions. Like the emotional part of yourself that maybe you had grown up in. I think this was just in your last reading too, like grown up in like maybe a home, or it could have been a bonus reading that I did, but or come up believing that emotions kind of maybe hindered you and didn't help you. I have felt this in your readings before. Even if you want to speed up enlightenment, you can't. So give yourself plenty of permission to think, to feel, to desire, to react, to hide. Let nothing be forbidden. All I ask is that you be mindful of what you do. The first step in awakening is realizing that you've been asleep. So do not try to change your patterns or passions. Just recognize them. Ah, there I go again. Catch yourself forgetting your true nature. Learn to feel increasingly comfortable with discomfort. In time, you will naturally come to realize that something more wondrous than you can imagine is looking through your eyes, thinking through your mind, and living through your actions. In the end, all of life shall remember itself through you, and all that you'll experience is the revelation of the eternal now. Oh, I love that. All right, Taurus, so let's get started with your guys' oracles here. I'm getting a couple sacred destinies. Let's see what else we got on this reading for Taurus. being, taking a lot of mindful, maybe just being aware, being really aware of things that, and I am feeling like triggering and emotional, and this full moon could be bringing in a lot of awareness for you, maybe about your past, about your, that it's okay that things aren't perfect. I've been feeling that in this earth energy, and I'm even doing the earth signs today, but you guys are the first ones. And we got openness. And right away I'm feeling, also to be more open, not so closed. He went and closed himself off from the world, and he, it's okay to like open up and see the bigness of situations that you're even going through now, and like how far they do reach. In what we just read, it said something about it goes on beyond time itself. See the vastness, see the bigness, see the openness, and be open, And then we got power. And this, I really am feeling like this is you taking power back from, but in a way to where it's more like, there's a difference between like blocking things off to give us our power back and actually accepting things as they are to bring us our power back. That's kind of what I'm feeling there with the power and the openness. And then on the bottom it's love and wonders. So let's go ahead and read those. Openness. Sorry about the dogs, guys. They've just been, every time the last 2 days when I've been doing these readings, it's just secrets of the moon. The cycles of the moon affect every aspect of our life. And this moon, you guys, and it's also a lunar eclipse, is going to especially be affecting your sign. It is in Taurus. This is fixed energy, but it's also like, I really feel like, I just feel this, but I kind of feel like all the more flexible, mutable signs are kind of fluctuating towards what they want fixed in their life, as fixed signs and fixed energy is kind of fluctuating to moving away from what has been fixed and trying something new, trying something different. I felt that also in Scorpio's reading. So you might want to check out your chart, see if you have any of those other signs or elements in your chart. We usually have a little of everything, and check it out if that's something that interests you. The cycles of the moon affect every aspect of our life. The cyclical magnetic pole regulates the tides as it acts on our planet's waters. The moon even affects the monthly cycles of women. It's not an accident that a woman's cycle and the cycle of the moon are approximately the same amount of time. In native cultures, when women lived in nature, it was not uncommon for them to menstruate during the new moon and ovulate around full moon. It was believed that menstruation was the time that a woman had to be still, put her everyday labors aside, and renew. For all people, the dark of the moon was a time to incubate ideas, watch nocturnal dreams for signs, and be still. In modern life, we as a culture don't honor these natural cycles often enough, and as a result, our lives are usually bereft of this important time of rejuvenation. And I am feeling that honoring natural cycles, including the cycles of those, your parents and other people, and that's been a theme through these full moon readings too, is like honoring other people's cycles, other people's paths, and your own, because we're all kind of, going about this in our own, in our own cycles. We have our own process to growth and to awareness and to just understanding more about ourselves. And, people are just waking up and realizing, hey, it's really important that I know myself, I honor myself, and, through that, I can do that for others, where I think a lot of times in history, people just haven't, just like too busy with like the ego, and the anger and the blame and stuff like that. So I am feeling like this is really, really nice. When you receive this card, be open to receiving signs. Be still. Do nothing. Be open. Breathe. Relax completely and thoroughly. Incubate your dreams for the future. If you are trying to make a decision, take time to watch for signs and listen to the whispers of the universe. Watch your dreams for messages regarding the situation. Become the sacred watcher. Observe life as it unfolds, rather than becoming engaged in it. Be aware to what the universe has in store for you. Be receptive to messages from your soul. This card can also Be the bringer of sacred wonders into your life. Miracles can show up in ways you didn't expect. Nice. And then we got power. Maintain mountain thunder. Oh, that's so nice. The mountain is such a, you know, I am kind of feeling that tower energy, and I have been through your guys' readings, like kind of getting through this kind of breakdown of maybe some ideas or beliefs about emotions. It's like the emotional coming into like those earth signs and that earth element in a really, really powerful way. And then we got the mountain here with the lightning, and you know, it's just reminding me of a couple of the other readings I've done. Like the fist of God thrusting up toward the heavens, the stark, ragged mountain holds firm as thunderbolts crash down on all sides. The sound is deafening as it echoes from mountain peak to mountain peak. Mountains represent strength, power, and permanence, as I feel Taurus does also, and Earth in general, but Taurus especially because it is the fixed Earth element. So, you know, as well as being a potent symbol for attaining spiritual heights as they extend into the sky towards the heavens. Thunder and lightning traditionally represent surging power, enlightenment, and revelations of divine matters. Thunder ignites our deep self and activates our primal and deep emotions. And it is saying, honor your emotions, but in a mindful way. Honor your emotions in a mindful way. Know where some of those emotions that are extreme or maybe not there at all, like, not that they're not there, but they're like either like contained or they're extreme. Honor, like, kind of look at that and go and be open to like looking at where it's coming from today. You know, that's been a real strong message with just that energy in general of like and it's all signs, but especially your guys's. The revelations of divine matters. Thunder ignites our deeper self and activates our primal and deep emotions. Together, the mountain and thunder symbolize immense power, vitality, and strength. The sacred landscape wants you to know this is your time. This is the time to claim your power and step into your potential. This doesn't necessarily mean that you will be without fear. You might feel uncertain, but do it anyway. Be courageous. Let the world hear your voice. Take a stand. Stand up for yourself and for others. Share your passion. Teach from your heart. Write, and your words will have great meaning. Hold your body as if you are incredibly valiant, noble, and brave. After all, you are. I love that, Taurus. That's a really nice message. We're going to get a couple Moonology cards here. So during this full moon, I really feel like, you know, you could really be looking at your strengths and maybe not just that, but also like where your emotions and even other people's emotions are a strength. And we got believe in the impossible. This is that it says miracles. Be open for the power of miracles to happen. This can be good. Believe in the impossible. So if there's something, you know, maybe you just have had a hard time wrapping your head around, or you just think something isn't possible, it is. And there's just, and it's nice. And it's the blue moon energy. And then we're going to do this one. And bring love into the situation. And that's what this is saying too. It's like when you be more understanding, like, you know, it feels like there's power behind anger and there's power behind love too. And you do have a choice and to make between how you stand in your emotional body, in your emotional self, in your emotional truth. That's kind of what I'm getting here. And it's like there's something here. It's just the openness, and this is new moon in Aquarius. You know, so maybe coming into this new moon, you know, you're gonna really maybe even have to struggle. You may have a little bit of a struggle between how to use your power. The power of your emotions can go a long way, and it's bring love into the situation. And this, he had to be, you know, he broke down. He needed to be compassionate towards his parents, and he saw that time had went by, and he had disconnected from them because of fear and anger and all kinds of things. But he loved them, and he saw it's just the pain you know, just, it's like, and he saw his own triggers, you know, like, and had to like recognize that he was just triggered and he was a child, and he had to, there's a very, very strong feeling of just, yeah, mindfulness. This whole reading, it has this energy of being mindful of your power, of your emotions, of your beliefs, of being open, believing in the impossible, bringing love to a situation. There's something here that's really nice. We are going to get some tarot on this and see what we can get a little more here. What I've been doing is pulling 1, 2 cards for the, and this is going to be 2. This is for the energy that's kind of, yep. And then, okay, so we have the 2 of Cups with the Queen of Swords, the Star, the healing. I was feeling that. And the Knight of Pentacles. It's like, this could be you, you know, becoming a lot more balanced with your emotional self and your masculine self. I always kind of see the 2 cups like that too. This could be a relationship, a very, very important relationship to you that you've been dealing with. But there is definitely like this, what's kind of, and then the Page of Pentacles too. With the Queen of Swords coming out reversed, there could have been a really, a detachment, a really kind of cold detachment from either a really close connection in your life, whether this is family, friends, or a relationship, or even your own, and I've been feeling that in your guys' rings, your own feminine self, your own emotional body, your own, and then it's like that's the energy kind of leaving, that's the energy kind of, and it's like maybe you never thought that you could actually embrace emotions in this kind of way, but here you are kind of doing it here, Taurus. Then we got the Star, that's that healing. You may have even said, man, I wish I could understand more. I wish I could feel more, and be more mindful of like, just everything emotional in this world. Like, that's what I'm feeling. Like, I am feeling like a really emotional, but like strong energy. And then the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. And this is, you know, slowly but surely doing the work. So that, and thinking about also where you're going with that, where you're going with this transformation, who you're becoming, what you want to be kind of a permanent part of. Like, that's what I'm feeling like. There's, whoop. And we got the Page of Cups and the 3 of Swords. And that's that, you know, Page of Cups, you know, it's also what I am getting here too. Is there's an innocence and then like a naive energy of maybe this is part of like you didn't realize, you know, that's been a theme too, is like people when in their youth and stuff not realizing just how like, and ignorance isn't bad, it just means you don't know, but there's such a strong like hopeful, enthusiastic like heart transformation here and a healing that I feel like it's bringing love into the situation. It's like, even though you're heartbroken and there is pain here, I think you're really recognizing, especially through this mindfulness of like your youth, maybe things that have been really heartbreaking to you throughout, you're realizing that there's still this like enthusiastic and like kind of romantic kind of childlike love within you to give, to bring to a situation, bring love to the situation. That's where your power is, Taurus. Your power is in what you bring to, especially emotional situations. So let's go ahead and get one more on this. And this is kind of the energy coming in. So I think, you know, you might be, even though you're transforming something that's been out of balance, hurt, possibly something you've pulled yourself out of, and you're slowly integrating yourself back into something emotional again. And I feel like you're just kind of starting this rebuilding of your emotional like body again, like a child, rebuilding like, hey, but now I see like what has hurt me and how I handled it, and that I still got love to give, you know, I still am, and then the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, during this time, where this Power card and then the 4 of Cups, you could be very well, even I'm feeling like, even pulling yourself out of like the physical stuff, like work and stuff like that, and doing some more emotional, like, I think during this full moon, you're going to be doing some emotional work. Whether you let people see this or you talk about this or you're open about this, I don't know. But I do feel like you're going to be really working on using that, like your emotional power in a mindful way. On the bottom, the Knight of Cups. Yes, this is the taking action emotionally, but you could be hesitating. And that's why this card comes out. Bring love to the situation and believe in the impossible, that you have it to give. Maybe there's been times where you're like, I don't have it to give because I wasn't either brought up this way or it's just not a part of me, but it is. And maybe I'm feeling that. So this is a really nice reading, Taurus. We're going to look at the bottom here. Conclusions are within reach on the bottom of the moon deck. Whoop. And then the love was on the bottom of the Sacred Destiny. And love, you know, and then on the bottom of this one's insight. This is really seeing yourself too and gaining that insight that you need to move forward and bring something, you know, really kind of grow something new. That Page of Pentacles and that Knight of Pentacles is actually taking action in the, I really feel like in the healing and in the connection to your divine self, to plant something new for yourself emotionally here on this earth, and being very mindful of how you use your power and mindful of like kind of the broadness of things, the bigness, and also being open to miracles, be open to love, be open to yourself being a part of that. That's what I'm feeling. Let's see here. That's kind of it wasn't even really that long of a reading. I guess they don't have to be long, do they? But I am going to, because I got that star card right in the center of your guys' reading, we're going to pull one of these shamanic healing cards real quick. I feel like there is a lot of healing going on, and it's healing of your emotional body, and it could be from stuff that stems way, way, way back that you just kind of needed to own and need to accept and also heal from, and just know it's part of your life and it's there for a reason, and kind of be more like understanding with yourself emotionally. Therefore, you can be more understanding and loving with others also. And we get the heart chakra and the root chakra. It's grounding that heart energy, grounding that emotional energy. And that reminds me of that mountain and that power card too, you guys, where the lightning's coming down. The mountains are like a grounding energy, and the lightning is this very kind of unpredictable energy. But, you know, you ground electricity. You ground that kind of power. That's the message I just got. And then we got Desert reversed and root chakra. So, you know, immediately what I'm feeling with this, with the desert and the root chakra, is it's like the roots that go beneath can always find the water, even in a desert, even in a place where it seems like there's nothing. There's like thriving, there's growing, and there's reaching for it. I feel like during this time, you're going to be really reaching for that water element, that emotional element in your life, because things have been kind of barren and lonely, maybe even with the Wisdom Keeper card, and you're maybe becoming a lot more mindful of that during this full moon. I can just do a quick little look here in the book on the this isn't even, whoa, this is so crazy. Okay, so these two decks got mixed up. That is not the shamanic healing. That's the empathic, and I mixed them up, like back when I used them last. So it's actually the empathic oracle. So this is, I was getting ready to, we're going to read out of this one. I had them in the wrong boxes. That doesn't happen all the time, so I feel like that's meant. And this is beautiful. Okay, Taurus. So I was just saying, you know, even when you don't see anything, or you haven't seen any, like in the Wisdom Keeper, you know, he didn't see the love or the compassion or he didn't see the humanity and the depth of it. He just ran from it. The emotions. He ran from the emotional triggers and stuff. And and he didn't see the beauty in it, that his parents they loved each other, you know, like they were still there, like years later, old, frail, and he's, you know, disconnected himself from this relationship or this family situation that just wasn't perfect. And it's just, it wasn't perfect, but it's like when they come back later, he sees the beauty in it. So this card starts out, the desert one, says, the barrenness of the dry, parched landscape may seem to be my destination, but still it asks me to look closely for its beauty. I love that. So often on the journey forward, you see only muted shades of gray, and this begins to become your emotional mood. And that's how I feel like, even in your past reading stores, that you guys have been in like a really lower emotional state. And not really, but tapping in. But I feel like with the roots here, and the roots are popping out to me with this desert, it's like you're starting to tap into that emotional energy. This is really beautiful reading, Taurus. This muted shades of gray, and this begins to become your emotional mood. Steps forward seem pointless, and that's that. Believe in miracles too, and the openness, be open to, and this is so coming together. I almost wish I would have left the cards out so I could just see it all together, but it's beautiful. Steps forward seem pointless because the purpose seems to have lost its destination into vibrant color. As an empath, you must not forget your sensitivity to energy allows you to search out even the tiniest ray of vibrancy of color in every journey. And it is looking at the beauty and stuff and the bright side of things, and feeling good that you can do that. You can see that. The colors are always there. You must simply believe and feel. And that's that openness. That's that believe. What was it? Believe. Bring love to a situation and believe in the impossible. Has that which is before me lost its appeal? Do I allow myself to always look for hidden meanings? Should I shift my perceptions of the situation in order to see it in a new way? That's really nice. And then we're going to go to the root chakra here. This is really, an energetic color is red. And that's interesting too, because when I was also doing the meditation, I guess you could call it, getting ready for your reading, this amber that I got, this little red speck in it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Probably not without that light, but there's like this really pretty red speck, and it's pretty big too. And it's just shining through at me, and that's kind of what I was honing in on while I was getting ready for your guys' reading. And it's just it's the perfect red. It's like the color of that red, the root, and it's nice. This is really nice. Your root chakra is your connection to the earth, and from this place, the energy of physicality is taken in. This is the fuel that mobilizes manifestation, passion, physical healing, and the feel-good sensation that washes throughout your body, making you feel alive. As a powerful force, which through history has been much maligned, feared, or craved, it is not hard to see. And this is that power, you guys, that the power card, the lightning card that was over here, coming in. It's interesting because I'm getting that same kind of energy about the grounding of the experience here. And everything you've experienced, and grounding in it, but in a passionate and emotional way, not just a physical way. If that makes any sense. It is not hard to see the many lessons that reside in your experience of this chakra. As dynamic energy movers with a strong earth connection of innocence, animals are often attracted to empaths. They sense the gentleness and inner loving nature and feel safe in an empath's presence. This brings much joy to the empath. Human interaction is usually more challenging. As the root chakra opens and closes in the presence of another, empaths often wonder about the root's meaning. Often, this is perceived as chemistry or passion. This can start the beginning of a physical relationship. Physical connections to others in relationships can be very positive and powerful. But if the root energy is abused or taken without permission, soon the experience takes the relationship on a dark and negative road. As an empath, you must always be cognizant of the sharing of your root energy. Whom you attract in a relationship must be gauged from the deepest of intuition. Because of this higher knowing of earth energy, and you are an earth sign, so this is a very strong energy for you. I was feeling that with the mountain, and just that really grounding and the lightning always represents like that electricity, that passion. It's really important to the earth element. Because of this knowing of earth energy, the deep innocence of playfulness can be perceived as weakness. Empaths are often attracted by the narcissist early on in their lives, and this could have something to do with past like relationships, past situations where you kind of, and it says this ultimately serves as a tool for discernment and teaches major life lessons that serve to empower you to navigate a healthier knowing of self. And he was saying his mom would like always get mad at his dad, or like try to like change his dad, and I don't remember the exact wording, but you know, he'd get triggered by like her control of him or whatever through his relationship with his teacher now, who's just trying to help him. So that's interesting. As an empath, the right to be here can also be challenged because of overwhelming outside energies. I'm going to read this. As an empath, the right to be here can also be challenged because of overwhelming outside energies that are absorbed by our bodies. Often physical pain is felt without an illness or trauma being present to give it meaning. This can create worry and add to the energies of disconnecting from the root. It's hard to like your body when you are in pain. Understanding the curative power of the root and believing in your right to physically be here will quickly add to your enjoyment of an earthly journey. Do I feel alive and powerful? Do I allow my passions to manifest? Do I know deep in my soul that I have a right to be here? This is about knowing you belong also, and right where you, like, it's, and I'm still feeling like it's just the same. It's like you belong in the emotional realm just as much as water or any other element. Earth is so Earth affects okay, so how do I word this elementally? The earth energy not only grounds the other energies, but also the earth energy needs those other energies to change it, form it, like grow from it. You know, it's the foundation. Without the earth, we have nowhere to grow. We have nowhere to learn. We have nowhere to explore. We have nowhere to be. Like, it's like, how can you feel you don't belong a part of a place you are? Like, that's the place where everything belongs, which is obviously here in our earthly realm. This is where we're at. You know, it's about reconnecting to your roots. And I am feeling that with that Wisdom Keeper card too. It's like connecting to the family roots and finding the emotional roots there, and kind of being mindful of how your experiences have empowered, or, you know, unempowered is the other. There's like the experiences you have, you can learn from, but you can still be angry about it. You can still be resentful about, and how you use your power on the emotional level and realizing, hey, that just makes me emotional, or that just scares me, or that just, so I want to run from that, or I want to, you know. But I really feel like during this full moon, you're going to be thinking about all this, like root energy, and where you have absorbed your emotional kind of, and where you've absorbed kind of like, because this is the empathic, or, you know, where you've absorbed the emotional lessons and emotional energy of others, and where that comes into play today in your life today. Let's see what's on the bottom here, and it's beginnings. Nice. So, and I was feeling that with the pages, because we had the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Cups all coming in, saying, you know what, you're kind of re-establishing, because when you go through cycles, you'll get up to king status, and then you'll realize, okay, maybe not you specifically, I'm not saying you specifically, but I'm saying like the person going through the transformation or whatever realizes, okay, I reached king or queen status, I learned a lot, but maybe I didn't use my power as wisely as I could have, you know, and that's all about using those tools, and recognizing that now we kind of have to, and then the Tower comes in and it wipes down what doesn't work, and then we rebuild from a new place, and that's where we start out as pages again. You know, and that's why we're all on a different, like, some people are, you know, how do I put this? I don't like pages for like a third time in this year, you know what I mean? It just depends on how many times you have to kind of wipe stuff down and go, okay, now I'm starting over from here because that isn't in alignment with me, or, you know, whatever it is. And then we got home, also 44. And this could have something to do with family, home, something like that. We had the 33, the 44, a lot of double numbers here. But Taurus, that is your reading, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a good reading. I feel like you guys are going to be really, really touching those emotional roots during this full moon. So, and really be open to those emotions and to honoring yourself and your roots and your emotional roots through this time period. I really feel like that could be helpful. So I always appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, and coming and watching your reading, and we'll talk to you later.